all the juice straight from the maker booth. Welcome to the Booth Juice. Welcome back to another episode of the Booth Juice. My next guest today is as creative as they come. Not only is she an incredible artist, she's also the owner of the quirkiest restaurant in town, Jungle Fowl.
Yeah.
And a major green thumb.
Yes. Yes.
So please welcome my beautiful friend, Rachael Boon. Well, thank you so much for jumping on today, Rach. I'm just so excited to talk about your story because I feel like you have so many different amazing chapters and facets of your life that people are going to love to know about.
Thank you for having me. And this is awesome, Rain. Like, I've been listening to a lot of your podcasts and I love hearing people's stories and especially how you bring creatives together in your shop. And I just think, wow, that's cool. You got to support this, you know?
Thank you so much. I know there's just so many incredible people around for sure.
Yeah.
Now for you guys, you probably recognize on Maker's Instagram and stuff at the moment, we've been posting a lot about Rachel's new series.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hand over to you, Rach.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk a bit more about your series? What's it called? How did it come about?
Yeah. So lately I've been painting a lot of blooms, inspired by my gardening. Yeah. And then also a representation of, I think, the colours and the changes of the season that we experience, and then also my imagination. So I spent a couple of weeks down south just hanging out with my grandma in New South Wales, and down there I was just reflecting on what I wanted to do next in my art series, and I thought, you know what, I really want to capture the flow and the energy of my everyday gardening life. Yeah. And with this series for Maker, I was actually talking to Donna Ward, your mum, and I was like, do you want me to do like a series for Maker? And then Donna's like, if you could get something before Carnival, that'd be great. And then I thought, I love pressure. And but then I also was like, because I think sometimes as an artist you need a little bit of pressure, because I think that feeling when you're like given a deadline makes you go and a space. For me, I work with spaces. Yes. So when I was like, okay, Maker, just before Carnival season, I was already in my garden at that point because we just changed the season from wet to dry, and I thought, oh, this is a really good opportunity for me to rip up some of the old garden beds that were overgrown with like all of wet season's herbs and things. And I was in there and I was thinking, Maker, the series, and I was like in there and I thought, it's going to be this. So then I just stopped gardening, went into the studio, like left it abandoned, but it was good because I was digging up things. I was like, you know what, I'm going to focus on this. And it just sort of came to me within like a week. I think I was like, yeah, this is it. And it was just the levels of soil. So as I was like pulling out the garden beds, I was like, okay, first it was like sandy and light, and then it was like mulch, and then it became red, and I was like, okay, this is it. And then all around the garden there's just like little pops of this and little blooms of there, and you know, every week for the wet season I was mowing the lawn, so I was like, oh, look at that tiny little flower in the clover and stuff. You know, it's just like all these little things that inspired this latest series.
I love how intertwined it all is, you know, like your creativity just seems to flow through all the different things that you do.
I think it's just like inside of me, and I can't help it. But when I see like what you've created, it just gives me so much joy because it's the same, like it's so beautiful. And how you put things together, like you and Donna, I just think, wow. Like, so it's the same feeling, and I think I really do appreciate, and all the crafts people that do their thing, I'm just like, whoa, like this is what I think.
I think a lot of people think that like creativity is like, oh, okay, you're creative if you're a crafter or whatever, but I seriously believe that there is creativity in every aspect of people's lives, and Yeah,
wholeheartedly,
and
I
to
agree
sort
with
of
that.
weave them through all of it is so beautiful.
Like,
and you do that so well.
Oh, I don't think people realize how much they do creatively and that they are creative.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when you look at, say, a plumber.
Yeah.
I've had plumbers come to my property, obviously we all have,
Yeah.
but like, and they go, oh, what if we do this with this and make that work that way? And I think, well, your mind's so creative in that aspect where I could never do that.
Yeah.
Or like a chef, right?
Yeah.
They're artists, you know,
absolutely.
they are like putting together, you know, this amount of lime juice with this, and it creates balance and art form in your mouth. So I think people don't realize, like, every day, like, whether it's like cooking your dinner or growing a garden or you know, I don't know, like even organizing your house is so creative, and I think it does something to you, you know.
Do you feel like you've always been like that, like since you were little? Yeah.
So like art came first, and then gardening, and then the industry I'm in, like the restaurant industry. Like I was always free to create. I think that was the gift that my mum and my grandmother gave me, was like free to explore.
Were they like in creative sort of industries themselves?
Not really, like, but I think the way that my mum's a chef, so yes, she was, but my grandmother, my nan Barbara, she just puts together, like, her home is so eclectic and it's full of love and stories. And she would just like, if I go into her house, which I went and spent 2 weeks with her last year, and she was like, this is from 40 years ago, and your Auntie Karen gave it to me, and it's got a broken leg, but I still love it. It's like a little pottery donkey.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I'd just be like, where's that from? She's like, this is from this, and this is and I was like, and I think because she always presented herself with like a scarf or layers and like just like a necklace, or her house, her garden, it's just all just very put together, personal,
and such a story behind each thing. Like everything is so consciously selected,
and not perfect.
No,
and also like humble beginnings, you know, like op shopping, and not having like a huge amount of money to go and just do, you know, but just put it,
and just
style, and choose taste, you know. And I think growing up with that sort of woman around me, and just being like, oh, you know, why not? Like, this is and I was like, yeah, cool. Like, why not? And it's funny. I love it when people turn something from nothing to something. Like, okay, Donna, we just had a look. She's like, oh, I just made this bookshelf. And I'm like,
I just got back from holidays. She's like, whipped a whole bookshelf together.
No, but I love it. It makes me so like cool. Like, you know, what she had some pieces of wood. Was like, you know what? I need a bookshelf. Okay, boom, 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 done that. Yeah. I'm like in my garden. I'm like, oh, I have a patch of soil. Oh, it's got good light. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put some seeds in. Garden. You know, ingredients, beautiful food, painting. It's the same. I never. You know, I don't think any artist goes into being an artist to be like, oh, I'm going to be like a billionaire, millionaire. No, I think you're just doing. And then it's beautiful that people love it, you know? So.
Oh, I love that. Now, you said before you started with art and then you went into cooking and stuff. So what exactly did you start with? Was it just...
So I guess like as a child, like very small, like I used to, like, this is pretty naughty, but Mum came home one day and I drew or painted all over the walls.
Oh, fantastic.
Sydney apartment. And she was like, didn't even get really angry with me. So I think that I was like, but obviously she was probably inside like this and hectic.
Freaking.
And then she actually created that I could paint on the glass and then she could clean it off.
Oh. Brilliant.
Because again, like humble beginnings, I don't think there was many craft things for kids back in the 80s, or we didn't have them. So she was like, so I used to do it on the glass and she could wash it off.
That's so
And I think
cool.
because I had that beginning of my life where it wasn't just like, don't do that. She was like, cool, all right, but let's do it over here.
Yeah.
And she's a really cool mom, like, you know, like that. And then there's always been time, like space time for me to be like painting.
Yeah.
And I remember my grandma, she like hung one of my first artworks up. And I think
when people value what you're creating from a young age is really beautiful too.
It was like a clown and it was like 10 and then it just all started. And I think because actually as a child I was quite quiet and reserved, it was actually a really nice place for me to go, was into my art, and it still is today at 40. It just is like a meditation.
Yeah,
like,
it
it's
really
just
is.
like it's a place where I feel really peaceful. So
So cool.
yeah.
So did you kind of leave school thinking that you were going to pursue that sort of path?
Well, the funny thing was that I always say to myself, and I thought I'll always be an artist, it's just who I am. Like I'm never going to stop, even if it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. It's just something I'll do for me. Yeah. And my dad owned restaurants, so up here. So in Port Douglas. So I pretty much like left school and he was like, you can come work for me. Awesome. And I was like, okay. Like, because it was just like a job. I was 18. I sort of didn't know what I was going to do. Yeah. And then I worked for my father. I worked for him for a year and a half, I think, from Brisbane. He had a restaurant in Brisbane. And then I lived up here in Port, and then Cairns. He had one, Brisbane, Cairns, Port, and I worked at the mall. Yeah. And then I was like nearly 20, and I thought, Dad, love you, but need to go work for other people because Port is amazing, but I love the industry by then. Yeah. Which is another form of creativity. Absolutely. Like when you're in hospitality, I think a lot of artists get into hospitality quite naturally, because if you're an actor or designer, you know, you just start in hospo, and then that gives you finances to pursue your craft. Definitely. I was like, okay, well, I can take this industry and I can travel to Sydney, Melbourne or Brisbane or wherever I can use it to then try and do more art, etc. Yeah. So I started in Sydney and I worked at like a few cute little cafes and crazy restaurants, and then from Sydney I had a couple of cute exhibitions at my favourite cafe, which didn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. I don't think I sold a piece of work. I was young. What was I, like 21 or something? Yeah.
But at least you were doing it.
Doing it, right?
That's my thing. I say you just got to start somewhere.
Doing it. It's one, like I always say to everyone who, if anyone ever asks me, like, oh, how do you, like, do it? I was like, just do. Like, just one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. Just, if you enjoy it, just do it.
Yeah.
And
I think particularly well, I guess, with the next generation is so, you know, on their phones and comparing and instant, you know, going viral and all that sort of stuff, instant success. But it's like, no. Sometimes you just have to start somewhere, do it because you love it and not expect that there's supposed to be this massive result out of it.
Well, I didn't have, like, at 21, I didn't have, I think I had a mobile, but it was like a Nokia Flip or something like that. It was pretty trendy at the time, Motorola.
Unreal.
It was cool. But there was no internet on it.
No.
I think the picture quality was pretty shocking. Back in my day, we did selfies with a film camera. It was cool. Yeah. But you know, at the club.
It's awesome.
But you know, Manly was great. I love Sydney. It was a vibe. But I think a lot of like the art scene wasn't very big there either. Like it sort of only started to really take on for me seriously when I moved to Melbourne. Cool. Yeah. And then when I moved to Melbourne, there was a whole bunch of us from Manly that moved together. And we were like, let's go to Melbourne. Yeah. We ended up living in like Collingwood and Fitzroy, around those areas, Carlton. Yeah. And then, you know, it's pretty ridiculous down there. Yeah. And I was, 25 at the time. Yeah. So I was working at some pretty cool places, some good restaurants and a beautiful cafe who I'm still friends with, the owner that a very dear friend of mine, but and he loves art. And down there you could go to an art gallery on a Tuesday and just see this cool new skater dude rocking out some prints, and it was great. It was such a thing. And then I actually became friends with a person who started a gallery, and then I started to show my work a little bit more. Cool. And then I started to sell a little bit more, and in between working in the restaurants I would try and do a little bit of art. Yeah. But it's only now that I've started to really have the time to do this amount.
Yeah,
which
fantastic.
I'm 40 now.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, you're probably at a place,
I'm at a really good place in my life, like the best I've ever felt, and that's pretty cool.
That's so
wonderful. It's pretty cool.
That's
I feel really,
I love hearing that from women too, because the same thing as before, you know, there's that the social media narrative of like, oh no, you've hit your 30s, you're done. And it's like, no, hold on. Like women's, like we still have so much time to be doing all the wonderful things.
I don't know. I can't speak for every woman, but for me, I feel a million times better than I've ever felt before.
Awesome. Good.
In my relationships.
I'm looking forward to my 40s.
Honestly, it's the best. In my relationship with myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
I don't know. It's pretty good.
That's so beautiful.
You start to, I don't know for everyone, but I think when you get older, you start to think more about what do I need?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's so much giving, like when you're a woman, and it's just natural, I think, and also society puts a lot of pressure on women to just give a lot of yourself to your husband, your wife, your children, your job, your home, There's a lot of pressure, and I think as a woman we have to try and keep a bit for ourselves and try and not forget who we are.
Absolutely.
And I think that when you get older, you start to just be like, I am this, and I do want to do that, and I'm going to do that, and say no to this and yes to that, and
absolutely,
and I love it. It's good. Good. No regrets.
Yeah, good.
Loved my youth, but love who I am now. Yeah.
So when you did start your art in those sort of Melbourne exhibitions and stuff, were you painting more like just onto canvas and stuff?
Yeah.
Or...
Oh, you know, funny you say that. I was actually doing some collaging.
Cool.
Which was so fun. Yeah. And so I'd start with like I say, a silk paper, and I'd just collect some of my other pieces of work, and I'd start to cut them together and put them together and then frame it.
Ooh.
And I loved that. I think because it was colder down there, dry, and I could use different textiles. I wasn't so worried about the wet season and all that comes with it, you know, like the mold and the humidity of the beautiful textiles that we all want to have. Yeah. And so I could put together like years of pieces of work and then have them. That was really fun. And also I was living in a smaller place, not much space. Yeah. So I would have to be more creative. I couldn't do the huge pieces that I do now.
Yes, of course.
I also used to do lots of city landscapes. Yeah. So it's funny, like
you're inspired by your environment a bit.
Which is just of course I am, but I just didn't realise when I look back at my work, I was like, oh my gosh, I was so inspired by the city line and also the place I live, which was Collingwood and Fitzroy. Like I did like sort of aerial views of the streets, like walking to like where I'd walk to work and stuff like that. Yeah, it was cool.
Awesome.
I look back and I go, oh, that was cool. Yeah. But it's so different from what I'm doing now.
Yeah, but I think that's all part of the process, isn't it?
I think my work is like that. Like so that's why I always do it in sort of block series. Yeah. Because if people want something, I don't like say I've already sold it or I've finished doing that sort of series. It's like I'm sort of finished, and it's hard because sometimes people are like, oh, but I really want that, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's there anymore. I don't know if it's in there anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it is such an extension of yourself, isn't it? So you've got to be in the
you've got to be in that vibe, that zone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So then, weaving hospitality into your art, and you've lived in Melbourne now, you're about 25. Did you ever study
no
anything like
just
art
at school.
or hospitality?
Hospitality, that sort of came with the job, but I also had an apprenticeship through one of the places I worked that's when I did my chefing.
Awesome.
That was great. That was a good opportunity.
So how old were you then when you were doing your chefing?
So I think I started the apprenticeship when I was 26.
Yeah, cool.
And then finished when I was probably 28. And then from there I actually only chefed a little bit of my life. Mostly it's just front of house. But it has actually given me some good tools, just daily. Like I could make a beautiful roast lamb and some like beautiful roast veggies and like gorgeous like salads and things like that and some dressings. But I'm no level to the chefs that I have at Jungle Fowl, and my ex-husband Ben, who is amazing in his art form.
Unreal. Yeah.
So, you know, like you have to have a respect for like people who follow through with that art form their whole life.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. But the chefing part and the hospitality part really did keep me inspired to keep going in my art form, because I did meet a lot of cool people, like filmmakers, fashion designers, winemakers, like throughout, like working with them in the industry.
It is such a networking,
it's a huge networking environment. You meet some really cool people. It's pretty good.
I feel like a lot of Port Douglas people probably remember you from Oak's Kitchen and that sort of era of your life. So did that sort of naturally...
That was so fun. Like, that was wild. So I was like, what happened? I was probably 30. 31, or maybe just 30. And I said to Ben, I think I'm done with Melbourne. Like, I think we need to do... He finished a job. He was working at Long Green. And he was just finishing there because he was wanting to be a head chef of somewhere. He didn't want to keep being the sous. He was a sous there for 6 years. I had just finished up a contract with another big restaurant group, and I was in between doing another, like, and I was working like 70 hours a week, and I was crazy, and I was thinking, do I want to keep doing this for someone else, or do we want to do this for us? And I mean, by the time you get there, you sort of, look, you're arrogant. You think you know everything. You think, oh, we're going to get arrested. We can do this. If other people can do this, we can do this. And I thought, I'll just go have a breather. Like, let's go have a breather up in Port Douglas. I have connections here with my dad's property. He said we could live there. He was he's in Thailand. And I was like, okay, cool. So we've got a base. Like, let's just chill. Like, let's just go work for a little place up here in Port for 3 months, chill, recap, and see what we want to do. And I went up before Ben, and I was like, hey, Dad's got this, like, it used to be, like, the staff quarters of all of his employees when he had Star of Siam. They used to live there. And I was like...
Oh, sorry. Let's go into that just for 1 second. So your dad...
My dad started Star of Siam back in the early 90s.
So for context, that's like one of the most popular Thai restaurants in Port Douglas. And I still get takeaway from there like every week.
It's amazing. I still get takeaway from there. I know which numbers I want.
So good.
Like, that was my first job. I love it. I'll still have happy memories of Star of Siam.
Amazing.
So growing up with my dad, like, as a restaurateur, like... he's Thai. And also he's a workaholic. So he would work 7 days a week, and that was expected from us. So my sisters and I, when I reference us, my sisters, so I have 2 sisters, Jamari and Shuri. And so we just have this work ethic, which is just from the voice of my Thai father in my head being like, don't be lazy, and, you know, what's a weekend? You're only half Australian. You don't get a weekend. So that has been sort of the push in my life to get to, like, how do I get to these things, and saying, like, one day at a time, and just keep working and da-da-da.
So Star of 3 months at Star of Siam, and then...
I came back up, and I actually was like, you know what, Ben, I've got this really crazy idea. And I spoke to my dad, and I was like, Dad, can we do something to this shed? At the time, so I own the property now from like my dad, but at the time, I was like, Dad, can I do this thing with your shed? And he was like, yeah, don't spend too much money. And so Ben and I came up, and we just gutted the place by it. Like, we just did things we thought we'd never done any of this stuff before. We'd never, like, pulled off a wall and then put, like, something. Like, we were just like, what is going on? And I was like, I'm going to do all the gardening. Like, so the garden was, like, above me. Like, there was... No one had tended this garden, this 4-acre property for years and years and years. And it was just, like... grass up to here, so I had no tools, had nothing, didn't know what I was doing. I always gardened, but with my grandma, and then I always had, like, beautiful little city plots. Like, I used to put, like, I'm a funny girl, like, so in my Manly apartment, I had the laundry area, and there was just like this barren, like little dirty dirt patch. And I was like, I'm going to grow a garden. And like every week I'd go down there, and I didn't own the apartment or anything, but I was a renter. And then like the others were like, oh, this is so lovely. And then, you know, so I'd do like a little veggie patch in all my little places that I rented. And I sort of knew that I was like, oh, well, I can plant tomatoes in the summer. I can plant the zucchinis in the spring, No, not up here in the tropics. You can't do that. So I learned the hard way, and like a lot of research, and then started to talk to people and other gardeners and growers, and that's how I started to learn. And then I have a really great neighbour, Mark and Missy. They live down the road. They have a lettuce farm, and Mark lent me like tools. So he lent me my first shovel and like and stuff like that. And then I started to do the gardens. And then it just started off like we were like, let's just do a cooking school. Like, let's do a cooking school. Ben used to do them for long grain at the South Melbourne market.
Awesome.
So he was pretty confident that he could do that here using the produce that grows here, because it was just like, oh, well, my father had already planted all these beautiful kaffir lime leaf trees, like so beautiful lime leaf trees, and there's mangoes everywhere, and like ginger, galangal, and turmeric was throughout, and beetle leaf throughout the garden that I found. And so we're like, let's just do this. And then that sort of took its time though. So it's funny because I think people always say like they think you're a roaring success from the start, but it actually was like a long, I still had a job here for a year. And I was working at Thala at night, and then Ben was working at Silky Oaks Lodge as well on the weekends, because we were just getting like maybe one booking a week for a year. And it was like, but we didn't want to give up because we thought it was pretty cool.
And what year was this?
This was 2018.
Cool.
I think it was 2018. That was still like just coming to. And I look at the pictures of Oaks, and there was nothing in it. And I thought, we just had the big table. And I was like, oh my gosh, like there's nothing in here. And then after a bit, I'd go like op shopping and like go to vintage markets and like antiquing and find some cool stuff. And I started to bring it together.
And then I remember that there was beautiful painted walls too.
I did that, yes. Of course I did. I couldn't help myself. I was like, look at these
built into you. You can't not paint on
the
wall.
Look at these blank spaces. They need some art. And that's and then I've done that with Jungle Fowl too.
Of course,
so having Oaks was really a roller coaster of and then it just blew up. So we started to do, it was COVID. That was crazy. I was just referencing COVID with some other people, and we're like, do you know that was like 6 years ago? And we're just like,
it's insane.
We all just do a little...
Take a minute.
Take a breath. Are we safe? I don't know. We started, obviously, we opened Oaks Kitchen and Garden, I think it was 2017-18. 19 had like a sort of, it was getting better. We were getting traction. We were starting to get like more bookings, and it was good. And then 2020, boom. Like, I had a look at the reservation diary I had. I do everything old school. I'm so bad with computers. I'm like, I live in the wrong era. I do. I don't know how to use my phone. I don't know how to use a computer. That's something about me you all should know.
Cool.
So I used to handwrite all the reservations and then call people back, and I don't know, I think people vibed it. I think they liked that I called them, because I honestly just didn't know how to use a computer. So it was just
but I think that's so personal and lovely.
So personal, and probably not the best business concept, because it's a lot of time, and then I'm like gardening, cleaning, cooking and stuff.
But I feel like it fell in with your brand though, because
it did. It was a beautiful place. It was good memes. Then 2020, and then we had to do curries for a moment. People remind me, they're like, remember when you used to do the curry delivery because of COVID? And I was like, oh my gosh, I do remember that. But you know, when you're working with a crisis, yes, you do know, and you're just sort of doing things, and I think you're having like this out-of-body experience, because you're like under so much pressure that you're just like, we can do this, we can do that, we'll get it together, and just like boom. And I feel like I was just sort of living in like this panic state of survival, of just like, how do we keep this new fresh business going, paying the bills and stuff, and like we just did it.
Yeah. But I remember a lot of the restaurants, like I remember that was in my prime blogging time. And I had moved back to Port Douglas at the start of 2020 or
you were in Byron.
I was in Byron
because I listened to your podcast about what happened with your makeup.
Well, yeah.
Which is extreme.
Well, like, yeah, absolutely.
And scary.
But yeah, so I sort of came in as like an 18-year-old back home again after a couple of years of like being
Which
away.
wasn't the plan.
No, it wasn't the plan at all. But I was very much like, okay, how can I help? This is my town. What am I doing? Whatever. But what I remember of that, the restaurant part of that, was that because I was in my little blogging era, I was like, okay, and I'd put together this list of all the restaurants, and I was like, hey guys, like, I think I put it on like the Facebook page or something. It was like, these are the lists of all the restaurants that are delivering takeaway. Please, if you can, just buy from them, because I was so like terrified that all these businesses were going to close. But that's so weird because I forget about things until you said that. Then I was like, oh yeah, I had a blog.
But you do this a lot for the community.
Thank you.
You are always shouting out, and you're always putting out there.
But I think,
and I have used a lot of your information. I think a lot of people have been like, oh, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. And I think that is so special.
Thank you.
And just like your energy, you know, to put it out there. No one's prompting you.
No, but I think that you have a level of responsibility to do that in your community as well. Like, I don't know, I think everyone has always supported me, whether it be makeup, but even just growing up, you know, like I just was very grateful to, you know, be part of different communities and stuff. But I think that if you can help others, you should.
Yes.
And you as well, a beautiful example of that, like 2023, right? We had if people aren't familiar, we had the Jasper floods, which smacked us straight after a cyclone.
It was
basically destroyed
and
our
you just
area
opened makeup.
On the day that I
this shop, I mean,
on the day I opened this store, they announced the cyclone was coming straight for us, and I just, you know, laughed hysterically and went, okay, how am I going to pivot?
I know.
But I vividly remember it was like the cyclone had hit, there was all destruction, and then it was that, you know, week or two after where we were like, okay, how are we gonna help people? Like, everyone's in this, you know,
crisis mode.
Rach texts me. I whipped up some paintings. What do you reckon we do a raffle or a, you know, something. Like let's try and raise some money? And I was like, amazing, perfect. By the next afternoon, Rach had just organised the whole thing, had bubbles and everything in here. We had a raffle going. You ended up raising almost $1,700, and we then ended up deciding to give it to the gymnastics club.
Which is beautiful, because they lost everything.
Because it was lots of kids and stuff, and they
brings joy there.
They had over $400,000 worth of damages, and so we just went, look, that's just something that we can help with today, and maybe it'll cover electricity bill or something.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But that's you know, testament to you too. So
I just was like, you know, maybe a part of me felt, okay, Rain has just moved her beautiful shop that supports so many creatives, like in the town and beyond in Australia, and we've just had Jasper. And I just felt like this is not cool, universe. I don't know what you're playing at, Gally, but this is not nice.
Yeah.
And so I thought, like, I was just sitting at home being like everyone else, this sucks. Oh, poor me. And I was like, no, this is not a good attitude. Yeah. You've got to, like you said, pivot.
Yeah.
And find that inner, you know, let's do something. Yeah. So I was just like painting. I thought maybe we can try and get people out.
Yes.
And to Jamaica.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something that's happened, but has this become like a little community hub, like of like locals come here and just be like, hey, Rain, I need to talk to you. Or
so beautiful.
I think people must just come here. It just has this energy. It just draws like, it's glowing the way you've designed it. I think because you know so many people, and I feel like it does feel like people's homes in here.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like it's back to that same conversation of how you weave everything through the different things you do. So obviously community is such at the heart of, for both of us, you know, like you have created a space that is not only beautiful in your restaurant, but in your work and stuff as well, but then it also draws people to want to connect with you and come and sit at your restaurant and come and talk to the locals. And you probably have the locals that come at 5 p.m. on they have their regular,
and we love it.
Happy hour.
I get the drink made.
Yeah,
and it's just like, I love it.
And we have the same sort of thing, whereas, ours is obviously not happy hour, but it's, they go out for a morning walk, they pop in, they come and have it, it used to be more so when we were next door to a coffee shop, but I do think that the energy flows through the things you create and the spaces you create and the energy you bring.
And it's like, such and such's birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
I'll go to Maker. Yeah. It's Christmas. It's a baby being born. It's, it's celebration. Yeah. It's like Maker. Oh, and even for me, myself. Oh, I need some new, I need a new gravy boat. Because I need that,
absolutely.
I'm a real gift giver to myself.
You and Chrissy are,
we love it.
Such beautiful supporters of
we love
me,
makeup.
But then you guys are just always like the first ones to rock up at Christmas time, like any event, like you guys are amazing.
This is the place we buy from, and we don't get out much, but when Chrissy and we're ready to splurge, we're at Maker, that's it.
You're so sweet.
So but back to Oak's Kitchen and Garden.
Sorry,
well, we were talking about Jasper, and so Oak's had I call it Oak's. Everything gets shortened. Everything gets a nickname. It had a great, brilliant year. And then we actually were starting to get too big for our boots.
Ooh.
So the bookings were huge. The numbers were massive.
Yeah.
And we were like, we need to rein this in.
Yeah.
We don't have a big enough space to do all this. Yeah. And also the commercial kitchen we put in needed more work. The roof of Oak's is a piece of thin tin that's rusting.
For wet season.
And I was like, okay, we need to get a venue because I'm not sure how we're going to get okayed again if we get another council checkup.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people don't realise if they don't have a restaurant or a shop or something, OH&S, that the local governments have to do to get you ticked off to do these things, and disabled access, etc. Anyway, so Oak's was in this brilliant year, but we were like, okay, we need another backup venue maybe. And I always had this idea of doing a restaurant in town because of my father had one. I thought this is just like my natural progression of owning a restaurant in Port Douglas. I love Port Douglas. I'm live here, come do stuff here, everybody, come and experience our beautiful place. And I was talking to D-Lock, who owns Star of Siam now, and he is like my uncle, but it's like my dad's best friend, blah blah blah. And I was like, do you want to sell me Siam by the Sea? So Siam by the Sea was another Thai restaurant on Wharf Street, and he was like, yeah, okay. So then, we had a chat, and I actually got it, and I was like, whoa. That was just another whirlwind. So that was
So you actually owned Siam by the Sea for a bit?
Well, we owned it. We owned the title of Siam by the Sea, but we changed it to Jungle Fowl.
Of course,
yeah. So we had, the license for Siam by the Sea, so we had, everything. Yeah, so for, a moment. Yeah. And then I think we had the key. I had it for a month and a bit, and I had to turn it into Jungle Fowl.
Amazing.
And that was pretty crazy.
So
I didn't
you
sleep
ever
much.
have a vision of what it was going to be like?
Yeah.
Or was it,
Yeah. I always had a vision. I've always had... It's funny when you have dreams or ideas and goals, and some of them are, years ago.
Yeah.
And they still sort of flutter inside of you. I still have, I have still many dreams and goals that I would love to do, but I can't believe now, reflecting and talking with you, that I did this. Yeah. And then so Jungle Fowl, because I had the chickens at Oak's Kitchen and Garden. Yeah. And I love my chickens. I paint my chickens and I love them. I used to research about chickens and where was the first chicken from? where did chickens come from? And it's like, their first chicken was a jungle fowl. It came from Southeast Asia.
Really?
Which is pretty cool. So then I was like, that's going to be the name of my restaurant in Port Douglas. And at the start, people were like, Jungle Fowl. And I was like, I know. No, what are we going to do?
It's iconic.
I'm never apologetic with my eccentric things.
Good.
Because I know I am eccentric.
Yep.
I know me.
Yep.
I'm not your normal person and calling it like...
But that's awesome. That's how we get, like...
Yeah.
Different characters
I know.
and different, stories and stuff.
And I just put it out there.
Yeah.
And I know the risk is high.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't at the time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, cool, let's have a restaurant. It's called Jungle Fowl. Let's do what we did at Oaks, but for everyone. And like, because a lot of the feedback we had at Oaks Kitchen and Garden was it was too expensive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
So like, a lot of people were like, well, not a lot. A lot of people said it was great and well priced, but a lot of feedback was like, oh, it's very expensive at Oaks Kitchen. It's like $110 per person. And then I was like,
I wouldn't think... Okay.
Oh, I know, but it's just funny that you get that, right?
Yeah.
And then you sort of reflect and go, well, how do you... You take everything in, don't you? Like, I think as a business owner and go like, oh, well, am I not tapping into another... Like, am I not for everybody?
Yeah.
And then so for Jungle Fowl, I felt like it's more for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we've got the happy hour, we've got, the beautiful 6-course sort of banquet. Yeah. And then we actually do the cooking classes and long lunches there now, which is great. So I love Jungle Fowl. Yeah. It's fun, and I'm glad we did it because Jasper happened. Yeah. And then Oaks Kitchen and Garden was completely never going to get this tick of approval because it is a 1990s shed that we chucked a kitchen into.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And the garden's still flourishing.
Yeah.
Like the garden is just off its nuts.
Do you use the garden for Jungle Fowl?
All the time.
Yep.
Every day. Yep. Like every day Chrissy and I are out there picking, foraging. Like it's so beautiful. I've got more chickens.
Yay!
They just like do the best work for the farm. Yeah.
And you've got dogs too?
I've got dogs. Yeah. I've got dogs everywhere, chickens. It's the best. I love it.
I
love where we live.
Yeah.
I love that
I'm in love with your life. I watch you.
I love your life.
I love you.
I love your life. I love your life too. I love your garden. I love your doggies. I love like when you say like you take them. I like when you're in your plane with your dad. I will never do that. I am a scaredy cat. I need 2 feet on the ground. I will never do that. Yeah. But I love your life too.
Oh, thank you.
I think like living here, I know we all know it's special.
Yes.
I think everyone that lives here goes, oh, it's so special.
Yeah.
And we do.
Yeah.
And I just love that we can share it sometimes with other people. Oh, yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So where you're at now.
Yeah.
So you're running Jungle Fowl full time.
Yeah. Oh, Chrissy runs it.
Yeah.
Like she is the best at everything.
Yeah. So does that give you enough flexibility to then pursue your art?
Yeah. So I'll go in there and I think this is why I'm creating so much art and the best art I've probably ever created in my life is because I'll go in there and I really don't have to worry about anything. Yeah. Like I actually in the bar at the moment, which is pretty funny. Fun. Yeah. And I sort of love it because it's very creative and I'm like, ooh, and then I get to put all the flowers on the cocktails. So because we couldn't actually find someone that suited us to be in the bar. Like we were so lucky for the first 3 years of Jungle Fowl to have like these people just angels just pop up and go, oh, can I work with you? And then we just sort of meshed so well together. And it was like the hardest point of this year opening was finding a bartender that we just meshed well with. Yeah. And so Chrissy and I were just like, let's do it ourselves. Yeah. So I'm doing it. And sometimes occasionally Ben comes in and does it.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so we all have like this really great vibe together.
So it's like family vibes.
Yeah, it's family vibes. Yeah. So
then, what does a usual day or week sort of look like for you then?
So I have Monday and Tuesdays off free, and we actually have now this year. So we're in year 4 of Jungle Fowl. Finally found like a balance of just like actually having those days off. Yeah. So no contact, like you have to make boundaries with one another. So even though Ben and I are ex-husband and wife and we're still like the best business owners, and we are mates. Like, and I think that's just like, you know, when you hear of people like, oh, we just fell out of love.
Yeah.
We actually just fell out of that part of our love. Like, you know, that was just, we still love our business partnership, but we just were like, nah, that was never probably what we were supposed to do. We're probably just always supposed to be business partners.
Yeah, perfect.
And then I fell in love with Chrissy, and I'm like, just like, this is the love that I needed. Yeah, she's
so
beautiful thing. And we all just work together. I know it must seem so crazy from the outside, but it actually just works really well.
I think when you know you guys, like, you're like, oh my God, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe perhaps from an outside, if you don't know, you're probably a bit like, oh, how's that dynamic work?
How's that going? Society, you know, it works. I can't tell you, but I think it's just because we're all pretty lovely people, beautiful, and we just want to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then so
your Monday and your Tuesday.
Tuesdays, we actually have no contact, which is really good. Except I share 2 of my dogs with Ben. Yeah. And so sometimes we do like a doggy exchange or like
here's your backpack.
And that just works really well. Like, so, and also we have each other to look after our dogs if we go overseas or on holiday, which is so nice. Like, he loves the dog I share with Chrissy, who is Poppy, my baby, and he just loves her like it's his own, which is also crazy. And but anywho,
that's beautiful.
Let's not even worry about that. And then so Wednesday to Sunday is busy. Yeah. So then we're in the garden Wednesday. Sometimes I'll pop in a bit of paint time for myself in the morning because I'm such an early riser. Yeah. I can get in probably like 3 hours of like just painting before anything else is going on, and then we'll just run around, and then I probably go to Jungle Fowl at like 3 p.m. and then I probably finish around 9. Awesome. It's pretty good. Yeah. Life's good. Yeah. You know, and I think like I have the whole day off before work, and then I get to do so much. I go to the beach. Awesome. I go to the beach every day with the dogs, and they make you go outside, don't they? Yes. They make you go, oh, we need to go for a swim now.
Let's move our body.
Let's move our body. Let's get some air. Let's go. Yeah. So dogs are just like the best thing in the world.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
I think they're just little angels. They are, And, life's good.
What a beautiful...
Yeah. Painting, garden, work.
Journey getting here, and just, your everyday life watching
it's so
just
good.
So wonderful. Like, I feel like
good
you
food.
Just create magic in every aspect of your life, and it's just so
it's
cool.
So cool.
It's inspiring. Like, I know it sounds very cheesy, but I just am so inspired by you guys. Like, all of you. Like, you just...
Like, Keelan has worked with us. He is brilliant. He's the head chef of Jungle Fowl and was at Oak's Kitchen and Garden, like, with us for years. Yeah. And he just runs that kitchen. Yeah. Like, I don't ever have to worry about that. Awesome. And Glenn is the sous, and they're both local and just lovely, lovely guys. And then we have Nita and Ivan, and they came to Jungle Fowl family, like, at the start. Yeah. So they just run that kitchen. And then it's just like Jazzy, who's a local. She's worked with us.
Jazzy.
Love Jazzy.
She's in here like once a week. She's
Jazzy
amazing.
loves makeup. She's a big supporter of the town. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like a little family. Yeah. It's a family. Yeah. And without them, I couldn't do what I do.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have to appreciate everyone you work with. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you are working on at the moment, or or looking forward to, or whatever, in the art world?
So the biggest thing that's happened for me is Maker. Like, that's the biggest thing. I think, like, I never thought I would ever get to a point where I could be I'm very confident in Jungle Fowl. I'm very confident representing Oak's Kitchen and Garden, and Jungle Fowl. But with my art, I'm a little bit like, like a little bit, I don't know, it's very personal. Yeah. So for me to be like really putting it out there every day in a shop, it was always a bit of a challenge. Like, I tried to do it with Kuru, and I would always like find myself sort of oh, I don't know if that's good enough, and is that what people want? And with Maker, I was like, okay, I'm just going to put it out here. Donna is a very good person to just like really pump you up a bit. And, like, don't care, just do it. And I was like, okay, like, what if they want this? They're like, no, like, let's just go. I was like, okay. And so I think with that sort of energy, you feel confident to then go, all right, we'll give it a crack. Yeah. And then I think that for me as well, I thought, oh, I'll just try out some galleries. Like, and when I say galleries, I don't mean the ones that are for sale. I thought I'll try some regional galleries. Yeah, cool. Because they're just showing your work without the pressure of the financial side on it, which is the taunting part for me. Yes. Because it's a bit like, oh, am I worth that? Is my art worth that? Is my time worth that in my art form? I'm not sure. It's
Pricing is the hardest thing in the world.
It's a very different world, like for me. So I thought I'll try that. So I have applied for some regional art galleries to just show and exhibit my work in the space of, so people can just come and see it. Yeah. And so we'll see. That's next year.
Yeah, awesome.
So 2027.
Keep your eyes peeled, everyone.
So I'll promote that as much as I can. And then obviously if makers still want to have my work in here, I'll always do a maker series. That would be fun. That would be... I think when you have such a beautiful space like you have, it inspires me to paint to this shop and to this form. Like, it's beautiful.
That the ones that you've done in the last couple of weeks as well are slightly more warmer, and I'm like, just like keep writing back to your stories. Like, oh my God, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this.
Yeah, they're for Maker for sure. That's like definite. Like I would love to show them here. And then I think it's just, I get a lot of people, and I don't have many people that follow me on my socials, but the people that do are always like, can we go see your work? And now I have somewhere to physically for them to come and see it.
And I'd also love to do like a meet and greet or something maybe one day. So maybe if you guys subscribe to our mailing list, you'll be the first to know, or check out our broadcast channels. I'll make sure to do a little VIP invite. But I think that's definitely something that we need to brew up sometime soon as well.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
A little get together, a little art boon maker.
I think so. Cool. And obviously in the meantime, if you'd like to buy any of Rachel's stunning current series, we do have them available on our website, Instagram, and obviously in store as well. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, Rach. Like, I've just had the best, and I seriously could just sit here for like 2 days just chatting.
I really could. This is great.
I know, it's nice and comfy, isn't it? You've even bought snacks.
I know, we'll eat them now.
Treat.
I love snacks. I love cakes.
Yeah, well, me too. Now, I'd love to just wrap up with maybe one last thing. Could you give our listeners a piece of advice, whether that be something you live by, something someone's told you, whatever you want to leave us with today?
So I have been thinking about just some quotes and things from my nan, and just like people who have, I guess, inspired me through my life. And it's just like, live life with an open heart, like choose love, and don't be fearful of what you can do, what you can achieve, but also don't put too much pressure on yourself. And just take every day, do something kind towards yourself. Every day.
I love that so much. Well, thank you so much again. And of course, if you guys want to find Rach, what was your Instagram handle?
It's Rachael Boon Artist.
Rachael Boon Artist.
Rachael Boon Artist. Don't even know.
I was trying to think too. I was like, I think it's Rachael Boon Artist, but I wasn't like, sure.
Rachel Boon?
Artist? Don't check the page. She's not very
Don't check
with me. Send me a DM and I'll sort you out.
Brainstorm.
All right, guys.
We
will be in your ears very soon. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.